My name is Samantha Goboly, and I will be talking to you about my 5S project. What does 5S stand for? It stands for sort, set in order, shine, standardize, and sustain. This goes back to the Toyota way of being a business, and it's actually quite applicable to normal day life. So this is my before pictures of my desk at work. I felt that this was a pretty big project that I needed to do, so what better than to do it for my school project. As you can see, I have lots of papers everywhere and quite messy with just leaving everything in anywhere. So the way that I incorporated my 5S steps was, the first way is sort. So I started with the massive piles that I had on the desk and in the trays and everywhere. I went through all of them, verified if I actually needed them still or if I didn't, and if I wasn't 100% sure if I still needed them, I went and made an electronic copy, so then it is now on my hard drive at work for all of the papers that I have. And then I recycled them because my company recycles everything. Then I went into the next step and I did set in order. So once all of the papers that I wasn't actively working on, they got put into the electronic file storage. And so then my trays that I have in the first picture now show lower amounts of paper because I do not need as many. I also then relabeled all of the trays that I have to better suit what I'm doing now instead of what I was doing. Next is storing. And for me, this is more of the actual storage of the things that I have at my desk. So since I took care of all of the papers that were everywhere, it makes it look a lot easier to navigate, and anybody can help, and do what they need to do with my papers if they needed to. I was able to then get rid of some of the miscellaneous storage things that I had underneath my desk, which I did not take a picture of, and I should have. But I was able to get rid of all of those as well. Shine, basically for me, is I just cleaned up because my desk creates, or well, not creates, but it collects a lot of dust and dirt and papers and trash and just stuff that doesn't make it into the actual trash can. So I cleaned up all of that. I wiped down my desk and made sure that it was pretty clean. And then I went on to standardize, which I kind of did in the set in order and in the sort part. I just basically made sure that I had a uniform way of labeling all of my documents that I had that had become electronic documents versus the physical paper ones that I had. The next is the way I'm sustaining my 5S project is I am recycling all the unwanted papers, and then I am now making electronic copies of everything that I am working on, whether it's active or not. That way I have a copy of it at all times. And next I'm going to show you my after pictures. And as you can see, my desk is extremely clean now. There's still some clutter on it, but you will have some clutter when you are currently working on your when you're working at your job. I learned that it's easy but not easy at the same time to do this type of a thing in the workplace because there's so many different moving parts that it causes your disruption in making the 5S actually go through. There were times during this that I almost resorted back to my old ways of just leaving things in piles everywhere, but I still stuck to my guns, and I have been desk clean for almost a week now. So it's actually been really nice, and it makes working a little less stressful.